A 35-year-old mother of two has accused her husband of neglect, extortion and genotype fraud, leading to their children turning out to be sickle cell carriers. A TVC News anchor, Bukola Samuel Webimo, has more in our first of Sunday specials.
Princess Helen Ilobe is heartbroken and has hardly recovered from the domestic violence and deceit she allegedly suffered at the hands of her now estranged husband. Helen said she met Kelly in 2008 and agreed to marry him based on his story that he was a businessman. Confident that he could take care of her given his status, she was further encouraged by her father, who consented to the union because both families hail from Edo State. Unfortunately, Helen and her family may have fallen for something else.
He will look for a story to tell me that he has a problem, that people that is owing him, they have not paid, that please, even though it's 100, even if it is 200, sometimes 500 safe. I'll go and meet my mom. I'll tell my mom I'm not coming to shop, that he should please help me. So I noticed that this man, each time I want to give birth, either a month to or 2 months to, this man will travel. He never experienced my labor pain for once. Even hospital bill, he has never ever in his life. Hospital bill, bring the money that, okay, take for hospital bill or for children, baby clothes.
You get me?
Besides his claim to being a businessman and having the genotype AA, Kelly Ilobe may have married her using another's identity if documents she chanced upon at home are anything to go by.
His name, I know him as Kelly. I don't know him as any other person than Kelly. His brother is Moses.
It's his brother's name that is on his...
Yes, ma'am.
Helen was also disappointed to find out that the daughters she bore for Kelly are sickle cell carriers.
The little one, my third born, was sick. She was a baby then, almost some months old. So the doctor now said we should do genotype. I said, what genotype? My husband is AA, me I'm AS. So the husband said no, that the way they are seeing this child, that we should conduct genotype tests. I said, okay, they should go ahead with boldness because I trusted this man and I believe because of the way he said that is what he is. I said, okay, they should do it now. When they do it, they say it's SS. I say, sir, it's a lie. They should do it again. That I can't believe. They went to do it. That was when I called my girl. I said, okay, bring my first daughter. When they brought that girl, they did the same thing. They all the same SS.
There may be a silver lining in the sky for Princess because the Chambers of frontline rights lawyer Femi Falana is taking an interest in her case.
From the evidence that is before them, this is a matter that should be charged to court. If for nothing at all, at least for obtaining under false pretenses. He has also presented public documents which has been altered and falsified. I believe there's a witness that there's an affidavit that she showed you possibly that contains a name that is not his.
Documents also reveal that Kelly Ilobe had previously married One Hope Nwafo in 2002 and has recently entered into another union after neglecting Helen. Barrister Kiton Abolo Agbaji from the Falana Chambers speaks on the peculiarity of Helen's case and the possibility of proving a case of bigamy.
Under the Marriage Act, we still have the offense of bigamy under the Marriage Act. However, in this situation, we need to understand that bigamy has not been committed here. The offense that has been committed, like I said earlier on, can be found in under section 47. It's his brother's name that is there and not him. So he's saying, I, so and so person, got married to this woman. So he connived with his brother to present his brother's name as the husband of our client.
Bigamy is the offense of marrying someone while already married to another person. Bigamy for men may be the norm, giving the generally accepted disposition towards polygamy. But the world over, there are very few female bigamists, a factor that portrays society's skewed views about values and norms. Besides seeking justice, Helen Ilobe is also demanding child support from Kelly, who, according to her, has for the most part of the marriage been an absentee husband. According to her, child care for 2 children suffering from sickle cell anemia has been both costly and emotionally draining. Ebenezer Omejalile of the Advocates for the Protection of Children and Vulnerable Persons, ACVPN, is privy to some of Helen's challenges with child care.
Their mother and their grandmother paying through their nose to treat those children. Yet they are using their children, their pictures as adverts. As you are going into the pediatric ward, you see that picture. The pediatric ward of the Lagos State University Teachers due to Yaraba. And the front there, you see the 2 girls there. And we'll ask the mother, are you aware of this? Did they give you any form of incentive and all that? Rather, they will ask her to sign according to what she told us. Most time, nothing comes out of it.
Omejalile reveals that Kelly Ilobe had also reported his wife to the police station in Alagbon. But his version of the cause of disaffection between them is that his estranged wife stole a property worth 4 million naira from him. Omejalile wonders why it is the admin unit in Alagbon and not the gender unit that is handling the case.
From my experience on this job, if somebody was invited by such specialized units to come for discussion, and all of a sudden you are getting signal from a higher authority for what we've seen and which we've truncated so many moves like this, we knew that it's a calculated attempt to trash the case.
Kelly Ilobe's lawyer has debunked most of Helen Ilobe's accusations. On the allegation of false genotype claim, he says, "I know as a matter of fact that there was no test whatsoever. There was no DNA or genotype test, as the case may be, before they got married. So the claim that she was scammed into marrying Kelly is false." Barrister Oluwakanbi also says, "I am aware that this same woman had gone to Benin to return the bride price on her because they had traditional marriage. If you return the bride price paid during a traditional marriage, you have just come to say this marriage is over." On the allegation of neglect and failure to provide upkeep for their children, Barrister Kombi says, before Kelly traveled out of Nigeria after the marriage, he got a shop at Oshodi for the wife, stocked up the shop. He got another shop at Yanokbaja, stocked it up. Then he left. But before he traveled, he also bought a car for the wife and gave her the sum of 250,000 naira. On the allegation of false identity presented in the sworn marriage affidavit, Barrister Akombi states his client's position. In the first instance, did you see the marriage document? Do you have a document for a traditional marriage? Who contracts a traditional marriage with a document? It's not a statutory marriage. It's a statutory marriage that has a document. And on the allegation of registering a land jointly purchased by husband and wife in his brother's name alongside hers, Barrister Akombi says, my client did not register a land or bought a land with his ex-wife. The person who sold the land is alive. He is not dead. So, for you to clarify that angle, you might have to ask the person who sold the land. While Helen Ilobe is left alone to lick her wounds, she hopes the Akipelu police station in Oshodi Solo local government under Area F command will do the needful by arresting Kelly Ilobe and at least compel him to be responsible for the welfare of their children living with sickle cell anemia, pending when both parties will meet in court. Bukola Samuel Wemimo, TVC News.